What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Untamed Outdoorsmen. And today we are back with another video, and today we're making a video on the top Christmas gifts for 2025 for kayak anglers specifically. We've done this video, I think this is the third year in a row that we've done this, second or third, and I always like making it because, we get some new people on the channel, get some new followers, some new subscribers, and, updating this every year always kind of makes me feel good. So some of these very well could be repeats from previous years. After another year of fishing, another year of hard use on all of these, I do find these to be essential tools for any kayak angler that maybe don't fall under the immediate essentials, some of these, but are really nice convenience items for any kayak angler that I really like. So we're going to get into it here pretty quickly. We're not going to delay very long. So the first one that, in my opinion, and it really isn't an opinion, or at least it shouldn't be, is a life jacket. So this is a life jacket that I have here. Let me get this out of here for you. So here's a life jacket that I use here. This is the Bass Pro Shops branded CO2 cartridge style life jacket, but any life jacket will do that's Coast Guard approved. This is a refillable CO2 cartridge. You just take the CO2 cartridge out and you replace it. It's like 30 bucks every other year to do that. And I love this thing because I pretty much forget that it's on there. It's super light. And it doesn't get sweaty because there's no back section that your back gets sweaty on and itchy. So I love this thing a lot. Life jackets are non-negotiable safety requirements. I cannot stress that enough. If you do not have a life jacket, you are not doing it right. Plain and simple. And anybody that tells you that wearing a life jacket is optional or that it's no big deal if you don't wear one, that is not somebody that I would take advice from. I made that mistake when I was a lot younger, and I thought, I don't need one, and the rules don't apply to me, and I was very wrong. Thankfully, I learned that lesson very early on in my life to always wear a life jacket, and I will never not wear one again. So we have a life jacket here, and a great brand is NRS. NRS makes some really great life jackets. I like this Bass Pro Shops one. I believe the brand of it is Onyx, but it just has Bass Pro Shops labeling. But any good quality U.S. Coast Guard approved life jacket is a non-negotiable for one, but is a great gift idea for somebody just getting into the world of kayak fishing. So definitely recommend that. All right, number two, less of an essential and a little bit more of a nice thing to have that could protect your investments for the long haul, and that is a rod sleeve. So this one here is a rod sleeve by the company Live Fishing, L-I-V Fishing. I believe it was called Live 2 Fish for a while. And this is a more premium rod sleeve because it's a neoprene rod sleeve. So we made a video on these rod sleeves before, but we're going to talk about them again. The neoprene rod sleeves, in my opinion, are the way to go if you have invested a lot of money into rods and reels. Neoprene rod sleeves are a much more durable material. They do not wear out over time like those mesh ones. Those woven mesh ones. I'm not a fan of those. I've used them for a long time and I just got really tired of them, so I went to these. But these are much more durable. They are hook resistant and they float. So in my opinion, these are a no-brainer to spend the extra couple dollars if you have a lot of money invested into fishing gear. I love neoprene rod sleeves. I think this is a great investment for your long-term fishing career. So neoprene rod sleeves. All right. Number three, and this is a really good opportunity in my opinion for buying a gift for somebody who's just getting into the sport, and that is a paddle. So obviously, in order to kayak fish, you need a paddle. This channel, you guys know we have a lot of motors and electric motors on our kayaks. We still run paddles, and I will never not have a paddle on board. A lot of people buy the cheaper options, which is perfectly fine. If it works, it works. But this is a great opportunity to give someone an upgrade. So the one that I have here is the Field & Stream Angler CF, which is carbon fiber. Field & Stream is no longer a Dick's Sporting Goods brand. I believe they kind of sold that IP, and they're now Quest. So I believe the Quest one is a Quest Core, K-H-O-R or K-O-H-R, something like that, is this same paddle just with a different name on it. So if you're interested in this one, I believe you can get it at most of your Dick's Sporting Goods. But this is the one that I have here. This is definitely an upgrade. I've had this for over 5 years now. I've had this for quite a while, and it still works extremely well, and I won't upgrade it anytime soon because I have no reason to. It's lightweight, it's a good length for my kayak, and I like it a lot. Paddles, they do vary by length in certain situations, so definitely make sure you're getting the right length paddle. But in terms of other upgrades out there, bending branches makes some really, really good ones that are super lightweight. So I like this one, but Bending Branches is a really good paddle brand if you're looking to give somebody a good upgrade this Christmas. So yeah, very cool and great opportunity for upgrade. All right, so the next one that I have here is one that I really like in recent years because we do tournaments on this YouTube channel. And this is a Rogue Fishing phone tether. So it's a pretty simple design. This is just your little phone tether here. It's all rubbery elastic and it stretches, so you just wrap it around your phone. This is the top part of the phone, this is the bottom part of the phone, and it gives you a cutout for your camera too, which is huge, especially on tournaments. That's a big deal. But you got the bungee tether here. This does work very well. This is a good quality cable here. I have no fear about this fraying or anything like that, so don't worry. And we got a really good quality carabiner. And we have a good quality clip there. So not super expensive. I believe 2 years ago I paid 20 bucks, so, or about $20, give or take. So not bad at all. And I love this thing because I have no fear about my phone falling out. I have no fear about dropping anything in the water like that, especially because with tournaments on kayaks, they're catch photo release tournaments. So you do have to upload photos to a virtual tournament on an app. So having this, you need to use your phone in those tournaments. So having this is a big deal for me. So I really like this. Okay, so the next one is one that I think is a very important essential to somebody who goes out fishing early in the mornings, late at night, or in the evening when it starts to get dark, and that is a headlamp. So you don't need to buy this specific one, obviously, but this is a Nebo headlamp. I really like Nebo related lights. Nebo is the brand here. But this is a rechargeable one. It does have a removable lithium battery that you can charge up, but I really like these. Having a good quality light is a big deal. Being able to see what's going on, being able to see what you're doing is a big deal. And this one also has, got the light here, and this one also has the red light, which does also matter. This is great for nighttime fishing because it's not too bright, so you won't attract a ton of bugs, but having that red light is a really nice, mellow color on your eyes. You won't strain your eyes too much. So yeah, Nebo headlamp, or any headlamp for that matter, works really good for any kayak angler because you're gonna need it whether you're fishing at night or you're loading your gear up at night or getting off the ramp late or early in the morning. This is a big deal. All right, so the next one here is definitely one that we talked about last year, and I'm gonna talk about it again because I like it so much. And this is having a good quality net. So the net that I have here is the Cast King Brutus net. I love this net. This was only a $35, $40 net when I bought it. And it's done very well. In terms of buying the right net, I will only recommend nets with this mesh neoprene style material for the net itself. The reason being is if you get one of those like fabric mesh nets, the hooks just get wrapped in them and the nets get destroyed very quickly, or you're wasting time on the water trying to get trebles out of a mesh fabric net. The hooks do not stick to this, and the hooks fall pretty easily out. And this is a good quality net, all things considered. We've probably put well over 100 fish in this net, and I'm very happy with it so far. So yeah, not bad. Another great net is the Yak Attack net, the leverage landing net. I really like that net as well. But honestly, anything with this silicone mesh material is a really good buy, and I'm a fan of it. So if you're gonna give somebody a gift, get them this silicone rubbery material net, and don't get them the fabric mesh net because I don't think I would like that as a gift either. So that's a really good one. I'm a fan of it. So we have 3 more here, and you guys can already see it because I have them laid out on this table, but we're gonna talk about a flag. So this is a rear mounted flag. Over the last like 5 to 10 years, motorization on kayaks, electric motorization in particular, has been a huge staple in the kayak world, and it's still growing. There's still some great motor options hitting the market still in 2025. This flag is considered essential in many states if you are motorizing, and I consider it an essential regardless on any kayak. Reason being is because you become a lot more visible to boaters out there. Obviously, if you're in a kayak, you are a much smaller vessel than a lot of other vessels on the water. And it's very important that those boats can be able to see you and protect themselves and protect you because they can see you early. And having this flag, even if you're not motorized, I think having a flag like this is a very big deal. Just because, it enhances your safety on the water. On top of wearing a life jacket, which is a non-negotiable, I honestly consider this a non-negotiable as well. Even more so if you're motorizing, but any kayak, in my opinion, should have one or some type of identifier so those larger boats can see you and stay away from you and keep themselves and you safe in the process. So I highly recommend a flag. This is the Yak Attack flag. This is a AAA battery powered flag. The AAAs last forever, so don't worry about that. This is a track mounted one, so you will need a track for it, but this is a very good one. The one that I do not recommend is the Yak Power lightning rod. We've installed that on the channel and we've actually had a lot of issues with that flag, so I don't recommend buying that one. But this one's really good. This Yak Attack one's very solid and I'm very happy with it. So yeah, a bright orange visibility flag. All right, so we have two more here and we're gonna talk about gloves. So gloves are, in my opinion, a very important tool for multiple different use cases. So these are winter-oriented gloves. These are the Simms Windstopper gloves. These are high-quality gloves. They also allow you to have a complete wind barrier against the cold wind. This is more of a cold-oriented glove, and I really like it. This is probably one of my favorite apparel-related purchases for fishing, are these Simms Windstoppers. They're fingerless, so you can still work with all of your tackle, but they do provide a lot more warmth. And you can slide hand warmers in these pretty easily. It's a pretty wide open hand pocket down there, but I like these. But there are different types of gloves for different use cases. There are summer themed gloves, which are a much more thin material. They are typically very UV resistant, so you don't get sunburnt as easily. And that depends on where you live. If you live more down south, buying a summer related glove might make more sense for you. For me, I have these winter related gloves because, we do a lot of cold weather fishing on this channel and having these is a really nice tool and I'm a fan. So any kind of glove, I think these are very useful tools and I like them a lot. So yeah, I'm a fan. All right, so the last tool on our Christmas gift idea list is going to be the Yak Attack Track Pack. So I talked about this one last year as well and I'm going to talk about it again here because I feel almost every kayak angler could make use of it in one way or another. So these are track mounted. These do have to be mounted to a track. There is a base that goes on the kayak that you have to use. And these things make for great storage opportunities, especially in kayaks that maybe don't have a lot of storage space. Having this is amazing. You can use this for terminal tackle, soft plastics, snacks. You can use it for snacks, hard baits, various tools like pliers, scissors, cutters, you name it. I think these are very good. These typically come in a 2-pack, so you can use 2 separate ones and you can customize them however you want. So these are relatively inexpensive. This is actually a limited edition color here, so this is not the typical color that you'll see. I don't think they make this color anymore, but I like these quite a bit. Reason being is because they allow for very easy storage opportunities. Especially, I've seen a lot of kayaks on the market that are super nice, but they don't have a lot of storage capability. And having this just gives you an easy storage opportunity to put whatever you want in there at a pretty fair price, all things considered. So that's a great tool, and I think a lot of kayak anglers, as long as you have tracks on your kayak, can make really good use of these. So that's my final one. All right, everybody, so that is going to do it for today's smaller video. I really hope you guys enjoyed that. Again, not a super long video, but I wanted to make this one, and I'm probably gonna get in the habit of making it every year. Just because I think it's a lot of fun and it may give some people some ideas to help, to give gifts to people that matter to them, and I think that's a big deal. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. We got a lot of great videos coming here very, very soon. More on that later, but yeah, thank you guys. We'll see you next time. Thank you.